The Lions overcame a double-digit deficit with less than 5 minutes remaining in the game against the Chicago Bears. And I got to be honest with you, because that's what I do. I did not believe that the offense, who hadn't been able to move the ball consistently yesterday, I did not think they had a chance of winning this game. Even after Jamison Williams' touchdown to make it a one-possession game, I just did not have confidence that the defense could stop them and we could score with less than 3 minutes to go. And when Justin Fields missed a wide open receiver, I figured we had a chance, but I refused to get excited until we actually scored a touchdown. And probably for the first time in a long time, I actually held true to that. Still didn't give up on Goff. Wasn't ready to scream SOL. But yesterday was a game that, even though it was a division game, and there are no easy games in the NFL, because it's the National Football League, there are teams that you should dominate. We dominated the Carolina Panthers, who are the worst team in the National Football League. We should have dominated the Chicago Bears with or without Justin Fields. That's just the reality of the situation. And when you turn the ball over 4 times, you can't dominate anyone, right? You get dominated. And that's exactly what happened. Time of possession, 40 plus minutes. Shout out to the Bears fan I saw yesterday, because I wasn't trolling Bears fans, but it's good to kind of, every time we win, I go and I search the opposing fan base to see what they're talking about. And yesterday's win was even better, because I wanted to see if you got the game handily won with less than 5 minutes to go, right? And you blow it and wind up losing by 5 when you were just up by 12 with 5 minutes to go, right? So I go to this creator, shout out to the person on Spike Kool-Aid that brought it up as well, that the Detroit Lions, the Chicago Bears and the Detroit Lions made history yesterday. The Lions, for once, was on the positive side of history. And it's something like this. The Detroit Lions were the first team. No, the Chicago Bears were the first team in 84 times that an opponent had 3+ turnovers and had the ball for more than 40 minutes, they lost the game. 84 out of 84 times, it had never happened until today. So 83 times. The Detroit Lions were the first team to overcome 3 turnovers and a differential in time of 40+ minutes to win the game, not to mention being down by double digits with less than 5 minutes to go. So, man, what a day yesterday was. But the purpose of this video is to tell you that the narrative for the Detroit Lions is changing. It has already changed. I am a huge believer in the NFL narrative. Not necessarily that it's rigged, but there are some storylines in play. We saw it with Matthew Stafford. We saw it with Tom Brady. And we're seeing it with the Detroit Lions. And if you think about it, the NFL is an entertainment business. And that's why games get flexed, because it is entertainment value. And when you can flex a game, meaning the NFL, that's typically what happens. They want to put the best matchups possible. And usually every single playoff game is a nail biter. It's like yesterday's game time. What is it? There are, 6 games wild card weekend. And I swear all 6 of them are nail biters. Last year, the only home team to lose wild card weekend was the Minnesota Vikings, right? So why am I bringing this up? Because Roger Goodell was at the stadium. And I, for one, when I saw Roger, you can go and actually, I keep, look at the receipts on my live stream yesterday. When I saw Roger Goodell, I knew it was going to be a good game. Before that, I said, we should blow them out. But when I saw Roger, I was like, it's going to be a good game. Roger Goodell talked to Dan Miller. This is courtesy of Fox 2 Sports. Here's what he told Dan Miller about what networks are saying about the Detroit Lions.
The Ford family and to everybody involved.
There was a time the Lions didn't get a lot of national TV appearances, and when they did, I think fans kind of held their breath hoping for a good show. They've turned into a real good show, haven't they?
They have, and we're getting networks asking for the Lions, and I think a lot of that goes back to the final game last season. When they went into Green Bay, they didn't necessarily have anything to play for, but they went and they beat their division opponent, knocked them out of the playoffs. I think that people woke up to that and they saw that. And I think they admired that. And then obviously kickoff game, you made another statement. So I think the Lions have achieved that through their performance, and they've earned it.
Final thing, Mr. Commissioner,
they've earned it. That networks are asking for the Detroit Lions. You talk about America's team, and we've joked about it. The new America's team, right? Who made the Cowboys America's team anyway? But the Lions are, I got to bring a Rocky reference somewhere, right? And the Lions are the NFL version of Rocky Balboa, 100%. You can tell I was raised in the 80s because all I talk about is Rocky, Superman, Batman, the old school stuff, right? Van Damme movies, right? But Roger Goodell even says that the networks are asking for the Detroit Lions. We are in demand. No more blackouts. No more 0-16. No more turning the channel. And speaking of turning the channel, yesterday, again, as I stated, I didn't think we were going to win. I had conceded defeat, right? Because I just didn't believe that this team could move the ball. So obviously I'm watching, still within the chat. I'm looking, but I'm just like, okay, show me something. I'll start believing. I believe that this team is capable of being good. I still, even with a loss yesterday, I would have said we're still a good team, right? But yesterday was a good team on a bad day, a good quarterback on a miserable day. But look at the ESPN Gamecast yesterday, and this is what and it was kind of cool because the Detroit Lions put this out on their Twitter, and it was like always and never out of it, something like that. So coming out, this is when we're in the third quarter, right? When Justin Fields ran and scrambled for 30 some odd yards, was at this point right here. It was 6 something left when the Detroit Lions got the ball back. Okay. 3rd and 7 at the Detroit. Here's when the Bears kicked the field goal. That's when they kicked the field goal. The Chicago Bears had a 98.2% chance to win this game, right? Lions, it's slow. Every single drop, every single play that the Detroit Lions made, it went down and down and down. So it goes from 98.2 to 65%. This is when we get the ball back right here. We get the ball back right here with 2:11, or I think it might have been a little before that. We get the ball back. This is when they kick the field goal. And look how much Chicago, and it just fell off. We won the game in, record fashion, miraculous, dramatic fashion. But the Detroit Lions narrative is already changing. Lions are essentially guaranteed to make the playoffs. I have no doubt about it. I don't think the Minnesota Vikings are going to win the division. We still have 2 games against them, but the Josh Dobbs effect usually wears off, and we saw the start of that last night, right? Now, it's possible he had a concussion yesterday because NFL was not calling some things. I think they should have pulled him out, but that's neither here nor there. With the loss by the Minnesota Vikings yesterday and the Detroit Lions win, we are now 2.5 games. I thought it was 3, but the Minnesota Vikings have an additional win in the win column because they played an additional game. So they've got 6 wins, 5 losses. They've played 11 games. We've only played 10. So right now it's 2.5. It'll even out when we play each other. But yesterday, that game was so big. A Lions loss and a Minnesota win means that we would have been a half game ahead of the Minnesota Vikings at 7-3, and they would have been 6-4, right? Big win for the Detroit Lions. Because no, they would have been 7-4. I'm sorry. They would have been 7-4, winning 6 in a row. We would have been 7-3. So we'd have been a half game ahead of them. We still have to play them twice. So we're going to win the division. And this is why I said in a video last week about stop selling ourselves short. And what I mean by it, you're like, well, you didn't have us winning the game. No, I didn't. I just didn't think we could move the ball. We played for like trash for 55 minutes and showed up the last 5, right? Against a better team, we don't win that game. But we're 8-2. Lions got a real opportunity here. And I know they make the playoffs. I know they win the division. I, in my heart, believe that they win their first playoff game at Ford Field. They will be no less than the number 2 seed. And we discussed on the show today that the number 2 seed, while not as good as the first, it's a big deal because you have a chance. If the first seed gets eliminated in the divisional round, you have a chance to host the title game. Okay. So The number 2 seed ain't no slouch either. You don't get a bye week anymore, but you still get something that goes your way, so that you get rewarded for that, right? Number 1 seed, clear path to the playoff. You get a free game, every home game, and the lower seed comes to you. The Lions, number 2 seed, not as good, but pretty good, right? So the narrative has changed for the Detroit Lions. And you know when it started? It started in 2021. It started in 2021. And it's here. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below about Roger Goodell saying that more teams, more networks are asking for the Detroit Lions. So expect multiple flexes for our team. I think we got one coming. We could see the Denver Broncos flexed. That game against the Detroit Lions, that could be a Sunday night game because the Broncos are now just a game or two out of the 7th seed. So we still got a lot of football left. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. You guys are awesome. Take care of yourself and each other. And as always, go Lions.